Hey guys, my name is Alex and welcome to TPLC Sports' YouTube channel. Our first episode today will be an interview with the commercial director of Oxford City Football Club, a team from the 6th League in England that made it to the second round of the FA Cup. They're playing today against Shrewsbury, and I think that the match will have already finished by the time you're watching this, but I'm recording from before and the interview was done about a week ago. I had a great conversation with Mick. He's a great guy. He has incredible morals, and I really respect the stuff that what they're doing out there. I think a lot of you guys can learn from their philosophy, and a lot of you are probably fans of the bigger clubs and don't maybe realize the importance of the FA Cup for smaller teams like Oxford City. It's a big moment for them. They've got a lot of money from the the TV deal to televise the game, and it's a massive opportunity to help the community as well. Without further ado, I hope you enjoy the interview. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. Doing this. All right, so first, I just want to know a little bit more about the club. So I've done some research online. Obviously, congratulations for getting into the FA Cup round. That's incredible. Getting the televised match, I know that's really massive for financials, but also for outreach. So what's the journey been like, and how have you got to this point?
Well, the journey's been terrific, and it started way back for us at Royal Wootton Bassett. We went 1-0 down that day. A very hostile crowd because they were allowed crowds, we weren't.
Oh, really?
So it was an hostile crowd, sell out with all Royal Wootton Bassett fans. We went 1-0 down, and it looked like we was banging trouble. And then Dan Matsuzaka popped up with a brilliant header, made it 1-1. And Jacob Bancroft, who we signed from Swindon, made it 2-1. And sent us on our way, and then we haven't really looked back since. We thumped Tamworth 6-1. We went to Weymouth, who were in the National League, a league above us, away from home. We beat them 3-2. 2-0 up, they pulled it back to 2-2. Again, we looked banging trouble, but we stepped up. I think it was the 88th minute, and we booked our place in the first round proper. And obviously, the other night we drew Northampton Town. And I think, we sent out a wonderful message to everybody, just how far Oxford City has come, both on and off the football pitch. We outplayed Northampton in every department, I think. No one can say it was a smash and grab.
Oh, yeah. I saw the highlights, and it was an incredible performance. You could have even arguably could have beaten them 4-1 even.
Yes. And obviously, we go to Shrewsbury now. It's been great for the football club commercially. We're just getting new deals all the time. It's been a remarkable year, just not with the FA Cup, but with everything. Everybody's really bought into Oxford City and what we stand for, and what we believe in, and the support of the business community in Oxford and beyond has been relentless. It's been absolutely wonderful. Everybody at this football club works so hard. We're all on the same journey, whether it's David, the manager, Paul Lyon, the owner, Justin Merritt, the owner, myself, commercial director. Everybody is working in the same direction. And when you do that, it's amazing how far passion and hard work can take you, Alex. Yeah. And, you'll not find anybody, any football club that's more passionate than the staff that work here. And you won't find anyone that works harder. We work hard, and we're passionate, and we believe in the journey that we've set on. Yeah. And, wonderful things are happening both on and off the pitch.
No, that's amazing to hear. The passion, I can hear it and I can see it when you're speaking. I saw your interview on BBC Sport as well.
Thank you.
You could just see that you love the club. I also heard about your personal struggles with COVID, and obviously I'm very glad to see that you've recovered fully and that you're doing well. But how's that affected you personally, but also the club this season?
It hasn't really affected us. I think I don't mind talking about the COVID thing, but we've moved on. I've recovered from that. I think, and one thing I want to point out, and I tried to point it out on BT Sport the other night, it's very, very important to me, this, it means something to me personally, is everybody always says about what I've done for Oxford City. I can't get through what Oxford City's done for me as a person. I had quite an high-powered job, in the past, and I kind of needed to rebuild and needed to regroup. And Oxford City gave me that opportunity. And Oxford City has probably, reinvigorated me as a person. It's brought me back to life. And I was getting, I owe this football club maybe even my life, because when I was in hospital and I was fighting, And believe you me, it was a fight when the consultants come and tell you that they think you've got a 50-50 chance of living. You know, you've got a fight on your hands. And one of the reasons that I fought so hard was because I loved this football club. The minute I walked through the gates, and the minute I met Paul Lane and Justin Merritt, I fell in love with this football club. And, you know, I'm very fortunate that I get quite a lot of attention and quite other clubs speak to me and things. I have no intentions of leaving Oxford City. I can assure you of that. Listen, get that message out there because, you know, it's all well and good and flattering, but we're on a journey here and I love it. And I have a special relationship with Paul and with Justin and with David and the players, and we're all, you know, you will never see a football club that is so connected both on and off the pitch. You know, all the players will just jump in and help do anything commercially, and we'll do the same. And we're all in this together. And like I said, it's amazing how far hard work and passion can really take you in life. And, you know, but I just want to get that message over there. I owe Oxford City so much. It's rebuilt my confidence. Yeah. You know, I don't mind talking about, you know, working for Lord Eskeith was amazing and I learned so much. But when the racecourse closed and 135 people lost their job and you're getting abuse and all of that, I needed to come out of the limelight a little bit and to regroup. And Oxford City was a perfect opportunity for me to do that. And I think it's there for everyone to see. It's worked for me. I think you speak to the owners of the football club, I'm sure they think it's worked for them. And, you know, I fell in love with this football club. I love it with all my heart. I genuinely really do. I think, you know, I'm from Blackburn. I don't even look at Blackburn Rovers results anymore. I'm not interested.
No, it's amazing to hear just like the passion and the way you speak about it. I mean, so for example, I'm a massive Chelsea fan. My season ticket holder and everything. You know, I love the club so much, but there is a massive distance between fans and the club, obviously, right? And as much as we campaign and we try, I've been part of, like, you know, the petitions and whatnot. It's very difficult. The closest thing I've ever come to the kind of level of passion and interaction with the whole club is probably just through some friends and stuff. I've been I've been following AFC Wimbledon, and their journey has been remarkable as well. But basically, you know, as someone who's you know a supporter of a top club, you know, we don't get to see the passion as much, or like the club in so much depth. So like, how would you say that compares to a club like yours? You know, I know you're talking about professionalism and everything, but the stages.
No, listen, it's no different. I think if we was in charge of a Premier League club, we'd still be as passionate and we'd still make that link with the fans. I think without sounding, you know, I've got enough confidence in my own ability. You look at my CV, it's there for everyone to see. I've done very well in my life, and I think I'm certainly as good as a commercial guy than anyone that is at any of those Premier League clubs. You know, I genuinely believe that, and I don't think you start setting records that a club that's 140 years of age that was a small club, and look what we're doing and look what we're building. I tell you what, it's a lot easier to sell when you're at a Premier League club with a Premier League TV and stuff like that. We've sold 93 pitchside advertisement boards. We sold a stadium sponsorship, stand sponsorships. You know, we've got the back of shirt, the front of shirt, the sleeve, the shorts. You know, you think about, we're in England's 6th division and look what we're doing. And I'm incredibly proud of that. And I know that the money, the significant amount of money that we've brought in at this football club is allowing us to kick on and hopefully go to another level.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I also saw the way you prioritize your spending. I was really impressed by it. I mean, before we started recording, you mentioned this, but you know, you're really trying to do everything as professionally as possible. You know, I saw you talking about giving players GPS. Is that during the game so that you could track their running stats and everything?
Yeah, even in training and stuff. So all our players will have GPS units, but we also have VR technology that follows the football. And we also invested in a best-in-class, our own streaming. So we have a multi-camera stream, which the Football League doesn't even have. You know, they only have a one camera. We have a multi-camera streaming operation with our own in-house production. So we have the production unit that we've built everything on site. And we did all the cabling and you know, it's phenomenal. You know, we have instant replays and stuff. So our fans are treated to something, you know, that is exceptional. But they deserve it because we're in a lockdown. They can't come to the football match. We have to try and keep them connected and feel part of it as much as we can. And we're missing our fans like you wouldn't believe. But you know, it is what it is, and okay, streaming it doesn't make up for that, but it's a good if you're going to do something, try and be the best you possibly can be.
Yeah.
And we've got ideas all the time. We're developing, and the club is growing all the time in terms of staff. We're taking on a full-time videographer now. We're looking at taking on full-time media staff. You know, we're looking at really kicking on to another level. And, you know, I don't think things like this have been done at this level before.
No, I mean, yeah, it's a really impressive operation. And like, you know, I just think that by investing in those small but important factors, you know, it helps propel the club further, right? You create a real sense of professionalism so you can hopefully move up the ladder. I mean, in the short to mid term, what do you think is the next step for the club? Do you think you can make it to the professional league, as in the top 4 leagues, or?
Well, I'm going to ask you a question, Alex, because you watched my interview on BT Sport. When I turned around on there and said that one day you will see Oxford City in the Football League before the match, be honest now, did you think I'd gone start raving bonkers?
No, I mean, the thing is, right,
but after the match, I bet you people had a different opinion.
100%. It's funny, right? 90 minutes changes everyone's perception, right?
I know that people have spoken to me and said when they said that they couldn't believe it. Oh, they see Oxford City in the Football League, but now they've actually saying, you know what? I actually believe this now.
Yeah,
that's what we're doing. Is we're trying to win the hearts and minds of people, and we're trying to rebuild this football club brick by brick. I'm not going to lie to you, this football club's been neglected. It's been abused for many, many years. It's not been run properly. That changed when Paul Lyon and Justin Merritt took over, and that's no thing about the previous management. It just wasn't. And you know, we need to kick on to another level, and we've got to start winning our fans back. In the 1950s and 60s, this was the club in Oxford. There's 10,000 people watching this football club. Oxford United has been allowed to go professional and to take over. Well, those days are coming to an end. You know, it's a friendly rivalry. You know, never really has been any rivalry between Oxford United and Oxford City. I'm here to say, yeah, there is. You know, listen, there may be 3 leagues difference now. In 3 years' time, there won't be 3 leagues difference. I guarantee you that.
Oh, I love that. And you know, in terms of what we do for the community, I know that Oxford City, you guys pride yourselves a lot on your impact. And like, I just from a quick look at the website, I can definitely see that. So, you know, how do you balance that? You know, the tightrope between full performance, but also what you're doing for the community.
There's no tightrope at all, because what you've got to do is you've got to judge yourselves. Don't judge yourselves on a result at 4:45 on a Saturday afternoon. You judge yourself on the impact you have on your community. How do you enrich the lives of others around you? How do you benefit people? And if you go through life looking at that and looking what we can do for everyone else, all the other things will take care of itself, Alex, if you know what I mean. So, you know, for example, we have the diversity league. We have 10 refugee teams playing a league. You know, you're Syria, Somalia, Sudan, things like that. We have 38 teams that play for us now. We have of all abilities and you know, of all physical abilities and mental abilities. You know, we won Community Projects of the Year last year with our casuals program, which we have like 70 odd casuals. You know, with these people, you know, come and play, and when you see what it means to them and what it means to the parents, just to have respite for an hour and things like that. With our casuals and our special needs team, you know, it means the world. And I can sit here and say, you know, last year, okay, we didn't win the league, we didn't win this, but you know what? We won Community Projects of the Year, and I'm more proud of that than anything, because that shows you that we're having an impact. The football will take care of itself.
Yeah. No, I actually had no idea that you guys had so many teams, and I know that you've been very focused on the community and everything, and, you know, being really inclusive, which I think is like hugely important in football nowadays. You know, we're talking all the time, you know, the Premier League has like a lot of the performative aspect of it, you know, doing the Black Lives Matter kneel before matches, but ultimately that's obviously not.
I was sat down, sorry to interrupt you, I was sat down with Let's Kick It Out programme with Troy Townsend and stuff like that, talking about racism way before Black Lives Matter. We was coming up with revolutionary stuff at Oxford City to tackle that. You know, Kick It Out or one of our partners at the club, you know, we do that, we have that relationship with them. So we've done all of that. All this stuff isn't new to us. We've been doing it. You know, it might be new to some of the others, but I think, you know, it's really, really important that, you know, if we look back, this football club was formed in 1882. And you think about, what did the people form the club for? When I sit in the boardroom and I look, what was their reason for forming this football club? And it was for the community. It was to bring communities together, to do stuff to do sport and leisure and things like that. And we've got to stay true to that, because we're only custodians of this football club for a short period of time. Yeah. But what I would say is that our slogan is "at the heart of the community" since 1882, and we take that really, really serious. The other thing is that we keep working and keep improving and keep building in our community. Like I said, everything else will just kind of fall into place. The community is everything. Without the community, you ain't got nothing.
Yeah, no, 100%. And so in terms of, obviously getting a televised match is hugely important. So how has that directly affected the club initially? And then beyond that, how important is then competitions like the FA Cup, which I think a lot of people take for granted nowadays?
Listen, we love the FA Cup. We come alive when it's the FA Cup. We've made the FA Cup for the first round of the FA Cup proper for the last 4 seasons. We had the live TV match with Northampton. We've also got the live TV money for the next round against Shrewsbury. So we've hit the jackpot twice this season, which is really, really good. And that money is significant. And just helps us. What it does, it doesn't go on this or go on that. What it does, it helps us along our journey of improving, becoming more professional, of adding new features, investing more in staff, investing more in our community. It's not about going signing a new striker or the owner of the football club buying a Ferrari. It's not about that. It's about us building as a football club and about us improving and getting better at everything that we try to do.
Yeah, no, and I think, again, I'm really impressed with the way you guys are running things over there.
Thank you.
What would you say to Premier League fans that maybe don't take the FA Cup very seriously, or they kind of look at it as almost like a little bit of a nuisance? Just to extend a little bit on that, I've ever since I was a little kid, I loved the FA Cup because it was kind of, before I had a season ticket, it was a match that I could go to without needing the season ticket or anything. It's pretty easy to get. Round 3, the tickets are a bit cheaper, whatever. It was always like a lot of fun for me. And then as I kind of grew up and I got more, involved with AFC Wimbledon, I've realized how important the FA Cup is. And I think that, nowadays a lot of fans, as I said earlier, they don't understand the importance of it. So, how would you kind of describe those kind of tournaments to people who just support like Tottenham, Liverpool, United, whatever?
Unfortunately, Alex, I'm of an age now where I'm in my mid-40s. I'm a middle-aged man. And what happens is, when you're a middle-aged man, you look back and you think the FA Cup was massive. When I was growing up, what did the FA Cup mean? It meant everybody sitting around the TV together, watching that final, and everybody hoping that their team progressed in it, and the excitement and everything that goes, the history with the FA Cup is just a magical, magical competition.
Yeah.
Emirates, who sponsor the FA Cup, have done an amazing job. And what I would say to those fans that you say, do take the FA Cup for granted or see it as a nuisance, I say shame on them, because this is a wonderful, wonderful competition. It means so much to so many people. And you take the FA Cup away and you kill one of the most amazing things in football. And let's not forget, without us small teams, you don't have the big teams. You don't have the players coming through. You look at Aston Villa, England. Tyrone Mings, where's he come from? National League South. All of these players are starting somewhere. How many of them go on loan and then go up to bigger and better things?
Yeah,
lots and lots of players.
Sorry to interrupt. I saw that you have some players from some historically big teams. You've got QPR players on loan and Bristol, is it? Bristol Rovers, I think. Or
yes. Bristol Rovers, yeah. We have a player on loan from Bristol, Pablo Martinez.
Yeah.
We have a player on loan from Stevenage as well, Luis Fernandez. From QPR, we have Ben Dubbin and Aaron Drew, who pulled off, against Northampton, pulled off an absolutely world-class clearance. I think the BBC...
Yes, I saw that. That was amazing. I mean, I think any league that's in the world, that was world-class defending. Incredible moment.
If that was Paolo Maldini or Franco Baresi, back in the day, you'd be showing that forevermore.
Oh, yeah.
Aaron Drew, what a moment, and what absolutely unbelievable. And the lad is he's one of the nicest lads you'll ever meet as well, and so humble. He's really just a proper nice lad, and I'm just absolutely thrilled for him, and he deserves his moment in the sun.
100%. So I think you mentioned it briefly now about the non-league football and how important it actually is to the Premier League. So obviously the big standout player is probably Jamie Vardy, who had a career in non-league for a while. Then he got to Fleetwood, then off to Leicester. Now everyone knows his name. So how important would you say that pyramid is, and integral it is to the system that we have right now?
Massively so. Like you said, Jamie Vardy came all the way through. I'll give you, maybe not, he may not be the next Jamie Vardy, but he's certainly going to can go on to the Football League. He's a player that used to play called Kavic Manga. Now, I would urge, you've got, I don't know, 360,000 viewers or whatever. I would turn around and urge your football clubs in the league, go and buy Kavic Manga, because we've got a share of him still. And he certainly can do a job, yeah.
Brilliant. So in terms of your immediate future, so I'm guessing this year, other than the FA Cup, hopefully you can make through that, and then you can draw maybe a big boy. It'd be nice to see Chelsea play you lot, as a Chelsea fan myself. But in the near future, are you guys pushing for promotion this year? How's the season going?
Listen, I think everybody starts the season, you always want to push on. Listen, David Oldfield, since he's come into the football club, such an exciting manager, had a great career as a player, and again, one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. He doesn't flirt, no panic with David whatsoever. Listen, we'll be right up there. We'll be right up there. We'll be challenging right to the wire. If we're good enough, then we'll go up. But it's so difficult to get out of this league. You've got to remember, there's only one that goes up automatically, and then you go in the playoffs. I think there's even more of a case. It should be opened up a little bit more, and I think the Football League clubs are protected too much, in my opinion. But
no, I actually remember. I think quite a few years ago now. I'm not even that old, but quite a few years ago, I remember watching AFC Wimbledon play final day of the season, and they had to, I think, draw or get a win to make sure they wouldn't go down. And I remember how much that meant to the fans that day. So you got a penalty, 85th minute, scored it, 2-1 up. I think it was against Fleetwood, actually, of all teams. And, they stayed up, and it was the only pitch invasion I've ever been a part of. Aside from those kind of moments, whether it's Football League or not, your team's clearly an important part of the community, right?
Massively.
And so do you think that now, Oxford City, obviously, from everything you're telling me, is really important to Oxford itself, but do you think Oxford City can become a little bit more of a name across the country? I mean, in my opinion, one of the reasons why I wanted to do this with you, because I think your club could be a great example for the entire country. I think, it's a club that people should, top teams should look at and think, wow, that's how you run something.
Alex, listen, I can't believe you even saying that, and it's so kind of you, and listen, very humbled by that, and I know that when this goes out, so will the owners. It's such a, for you to say that, and for, even Premier League clubs, for you to say Premier League clubs should be looking at what we're doing to see how we run a football club, it means that we've actually done our job, and our message is actually getting through. So listen, I'm very humbled, and it's very kind of you to say.
No, I mean, there's a reason why I wanted to reach out. I just think that, as a football fan myself, I support a big team, but the community is so important. I grew up 15 minutes away from Stamford Bridge, and I've always loved the club, but I've always wished it's a little more open to fans, a little bit more, kind of transparent. And, I think the Premier League now only has one team that really is fan-owned, which is Burnley. I might be wrong on that, but I think that's the case. And I don't know. I just think that the game is extremely commercial, and commercial doesn't always have to be a bad thing. But in the Premier League, we associate commercial with bad, right? And
that's all wrong. And that's got commercial. What commercial is about? It's about bringing in money to be able to do things to help people, to improve people's lives, not just at the football club. And and like you say, you know, one day who knows? Who knows where we'll all end up? Maybe one day we'll end up at a Premier League club. Who knows? And we can change things then. But for now, we're just going to concentrate on trying to change the fortunes of this little club in Oxfordshire that was formed in 1882. Keep working on, keep smiling, keep being passionate, keep doing the right things, keep building everything we do around the community, and we'll see where this dream ends. And I like I said, I believe that we will one day. Listen, let's get in the National League first, because that is a fantastic league, and you've got so many games live on BT Sport every year then and things like that. What an achievement just to get there. But we won't be happy when we get there. We'll want to kick on again, Alex. I can assure you. We're that sort of people. You know, we're ambitious, and we believe that we can achieve anything if we put our minds to it.
Oh, 100%. I mean, yeah, as I've been saying, you're doing things the right way, and I sincerely hope that you make it to that point and then beyond, obviously. I mean, it's so refreshing, especially in a time where we saw a lot of the Premier League clubs, I think, were actually quite embarrassing in the way they responded to the coronavirus pandemic, you know, with like Arsenal sacking so much of their staff, Gunnosaurus losing his job just to then sign Thomas Partey for 45 million pounds the day after, or you see Tottenham furloughing all their staff, Liverpool as well, and then from pressure from the fans versus decision. But the point is that they're doing that to begin with, right? And I think there's a need for a culture change, you know.
Massively so, and football's got it badly wrong. I don't have no part of it, but football's got it. You see, in the Premier League, you're just reliant on the TV revenue. The TV revenue makes up such a huge percentage of your income that you don't have to involve everybody. You don't have to do that. But that's the wrong approach to have. What you should do is you should use that income to be able to kick on and do amazing things in the community. In every football club that's in the Premier League, the community, there should be no poverty. There should be nobody needing school dinners. There should be nobody needing homelessness or things like that. Because the football club should fix all of that around it by involving the community. And when we can change that and we can make football clubs not just about money, but about actually real lives, and every football club can support its own area. You know, we were doing a thing where we was feeding 100 homeless people a day for the last 6 months. We're Oxford City. We're Oxford City. We're not Manchester United.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the thing that I don't get. I was going to say it frustrates me. It doesn't frustrate me because I don't let it bother me, because I concentrate on what we're doing at Oxford City and how we approach ourselves. And I know that I believe we do things the right way. And I think that this is actually, you know, a blueprint that could be unfolding in a bigger way as you go up the football pyramid, and could even have more success. You know, also the football club should be it should be a training centre for the unemployed. It should be everything.
Yeah.
You know, and the football club should take some responsibility for its community and its area and say, you know what, we're going to improve the lives of those around us. We're going to enrich them. We're going to have a bigger impact on our community, and we're going to use football as a positive tool, as a vehicle for change.
Yeah, no, that's a really beautiful message. I guess, you know, one last thing to finish. What would you say to a lot of the Premier League fans who, in their world, it's just the Premier League that exists and maybe Champions League and whatever? You know, what would you say to them to kind of, in football, especially people not from the UK, maybe are not familiar with the football pyramid and what? You know, what would you tell them about the importance of non-league football or just community football, whatever?
Listen, we all love the Premier League. We all love the Premier League. The Premier League is amazing. And of course, that's the focal point of everything. Of course, I love Match of the Day. I'm originally from Blackburn. When Blackburn dropped out of the Premier League, it was such a sad day, because you used to be able to watch Blackburn on the Match of the Day on a Saturday night and things like that. I get the Premier League. I love the Premier League. But the Premier League is not football. It's just one league in it, and the Premier League should take more of a responsibility to help promote football around it. You know, instead of, if we keep dividing things up into categories, we shouldn't. It should be the all of football, and the money that comes into the all of football should be split and paid out to the all of football, because Without us, you don't have. We have 38 teams. How many young people is that are playing football? We have about 800 players. Just to think, so that's those playing. Some of those may actually go on and play in the Premier League. But if you remove us, those people never got touched by football.
Mm.
So it's everything is important, and there's more to life than the Premier League, and the Premier League should help support grassroots football more, in my opinion, and should help football clubs develop and improve to benefit the communities.
Yeah, no, I'm totally on board with that message. Thanks so much, Mick. I really appreciate you taking the time today. And obviously, I wish the best to Oxford City. I mean, you guys have done an amazing job so far, and it can only get better. Obviously, a win would be nice next week. But even if you guys don't win that, I'm 100% sure you're in for a really good journey.
So I can't promise a victory against Shrewsbury. What I can promise you, and I can promise that the listener that they'll be watching on BBC or BT Sport on the digital platforms, listen, I promise you will see an Oxford City that will work hard, that will be humble, that will have humility, that will smile, and we will try and grind out a result by playing football the right way. There'll be no buzzes parked. David doesn't park buzzes. He'll play an expansive, attacking, exciting brand of football. He always has, and he always will. And we'll give it our best shot against Shrewsbury. That is I can guarantee you that Shrewsbury will know they're in a football match. Mark my words.
Well, yeah. I mean, I saw your performance again against Northampton. It was amazing. I mean, for me, obviously, I think I only saw the highlights, so I might be a bit. I don't know the entire story, but I think that that guy Roberts looked really, really good. Goal and won the penalty. Unfortunately, missed it, but respect to him to even have the confidence to step up.
And listen, we're also smart with our players as well. James Roberts is on a multi-year contract, so listen, it's okay because in non-league football, most players are only given 1 year contract. James Roberts has got a multi-year contract, and that's so. Listen, they can come and knock him, but they'll have to open up the checkbook.
Yeah. Well, who do you say is the one to look out for other than James Roberts?
Listen, I think we've got so many good players. I think Harvey Bradbury. If I was to pick one player that sums up Oxford City Football Club, it's Harvey Bradbury, because I just love Harvey. He's always smiling, and he runs around and works his absolute socks off. You see him against Northampton. He came off after about 65, 70 minutes because he'd absolutely given everything, and he puts himself about. And he holds up the ball brilliantly, and he can score as a goal as well. And James Robertson, Zach McEachran, and players like that feed off Harvey. He's like the focal point of the attack. But Zach McEachran, I call him the Oxford Messi, because listen, he can win us a game on his own, can Zach. But we've got good players across the thing. The defence, Aaron Drew from QPR, with some world class clearance. The other side, Lewis Hall, he learnt his trade at Aston Villa. We've got some good players. We signed Harvey Bradbury. His last club was at Millwall before he came to us. We're not like these. These are good players.
Yeah.
And the players that David has assembled and the coaching staff, and I get no credit for that. Listen, David is the man. He does all of that, and along with Justin, who looks after the football side, where Paul, Lyon, and myself look more at the commercial side. Justin and the manager David Oldfield look more at the playing side. And listen, it's just good. We all work together, and like I said, we'll all be smiling. We're going to enjoy the occasion. We don't know when the next time we're going to be in round 2 of the FA Cup, so let's enjoy it. And who knows? We beat Shrewsbury. We could be at Old Trafford, or we could be at Stamford Bridge, or we could be at the Emirates.
Yeah.
And what a dream that will become. It just seems that all the time we just seem to be creating more and more exciting memories.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's great that I wish the fans could be with us to share it, but it's great that the business community and stuff have come on this journey with us. And I think anyone who took out sponsorship in the summer, we've paid them back, haven't we?
Thanks so much for listening, guys. I really appreciate your time, and I hope you enjoyed the interview. If you have any thoughts on lower league football, FA Cup or anything, please let us know in the comments what you think. And I will be going for Oxford City. I really hope they get a result and manage to get their fairy tale moment against a massive club. someone like Man United, Chelsea, Arsenal. That would be incredible for them and for the game, I think. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks so much for watching.